Hi, this is Fatu with Good to Know, and as of today, it's February 4th, which means it's Black History Month. This month, I plan on doing an extra episode every week, along with the regular scheduled programming related to Black History Month. And to start all of this off and to just get it all out of the way, I just like to explain why Black History Month is important to me and from a historical perspective. So it's a fact that Black people have been marginalized for hundreds of years in the United States. That's just a fact. It's true. It's obvious. It's happening whether you want to admit it or not. And this can include anything from the Atlantic slave trade to actual slavery to Jim Crow laws and even to modern day police brutality. And it's not a secret that Black people have suffered a lot through history. And because of this, we need Black History Month to pay tribute to the generations of African Americans who struggled and faced the most adversity yet still managed to achieve great accomplishments. And it's like every time around this time of the year, around late January and the beginning of February, people are always like, well, why is there no White History Month? We have Black History Month. What about all the other cultures' histories? I'd like to just say this off the bat that Hispanic History Month is from September 15th to October 15th. Asian American History Month is in May. So Black people aren't the only people with the month. And I think people should just get the credit that they deserve because usually they are going unrecognized. We don't need to have a White History Month because the majority of U.S. history that's learned and taught in schools in the U.S. is centered from a Western Caucasian perspective. White people have never been a minority in the U.S. and have never been in a marginalized group. And because of this, actual marginalized groups that need the recognition and representation, they hardly get it. And these types of months celebrating them are what they need. And I know when I say white people have never been marginalized, I know people are going to bring up what Irish people went through in America and what Italian people have went through, but those aren't exactly equivalents, but I'm not saying nothing ever happened. I'm just saying you can't really compare the two. And I think we also need Black History Month to remind us that we're not as far away from racism as we'd like to believe. Ruby Bridges, the first African American kid to desegregate an all-white elementary school, the Ruby Bridges you always heard about in elementary school, and you read the books, and you watched the movies on Black History Month or Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Yeah, she's still alive, and she's 64 years old. And anybody familiar with the Ruby Bridges story knows the type of disgusting, nasty, hate and vitriol she suffered as a child from grown adults just for being Black and going to a white elementary school. And that woman is 64 years old today. And there's so many other people alive that also face the same racism and they shouldn't be forgotten because history is not so far away. And I think we need Black History Month not only as a reminder of all the negative experiences and all the bad things that have happened, but to celebrate major achievements and contributions to art, science, music, sports, film, and literally so much more. But I mean, to me, as a Black person, Black History Month is more than just a time to post, some MLK quote you got online and maybe talk about Rosa Parks here and there. I think it's also supporting Black businesses, supporting Black filmmakers, going to Black-owned restaurants, and recognizing the achievements made by Black people that were overlooked because of their race. The whole point of Black History Month is celebrating people that have been overlooked because of their race. And I'm Black, and I still face racism to this day. To this day! And as long as it's still happening, we're going to need a Black History Month, and that's just the truth. That's just the truth of the matter. And also, have you realized that people only really complain about Black History Month in February? You really never hear anybody complaining about Black History Month in November or August or April. It's always during this time. And when you think about it, the biggest holiday in the U.S. every year is the 4th of July. And that's a major part of white history. That is something that's happened. That's a vital part of what our country stands for. And I know there weren't any black founding fathers there. There were definitely no founding fathers that were black. We all know that. And even if there were, we would have learned that during Black History Month. So why not celebrate both holidays? We need Black History Month, and it's not saying that with Black History Month that white people or people of any other race haven't had any achievements worth celebrating. That's not the point. The point is celebrating people who would otherwise have been overlooked because of their race and the historical significance behind it. And if you're saying that we need a White History Month or Black History Month or Hispanic History Month or Asian History Month shouldn't happen, you're being purposely obtuse, and you're totally negating all the things people from other countries, from other cultures and other races have been through, and you're just purposely not seeing the point because you don't want to see the point. But, again, this is just something I wanted to get out of the way, and this is just me explaining it from my perspective and from what I think. And after this, I'm going to have a lot more interesting stuff and actually provide content. But before the content, I wanted to provide some context. So I'll be back this week with another episode on something completely different. But again, throughout the month, I'll be bringing out something else related to Black History Month because I just want to bring something new and talk about something that's important. So thanks for listening. Thanks for hearing me talk because this is real life. Thanks, and subscribe or follow, and I'll see you on the next episode.